Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel on Sada. I'm going to be discussing the article Challenging Our Assumptions About Online Learning by Maria Puzzifero and Kaye Shelton. According to this article, there are very many assumptions about various aspects of online teaching and learning that must be adopted in order to build a culture of online education and integrating it within the academy. But this article is focusing on 6 assumptions. We have online learning environment. The second one is the learning theory. The third one is the quality in online learning. Then we also look at online faculty, students, and future of online learning. The first assumption is that online learning environment is student-centered. And here we are looking at it being interactive and the interactivity being authentic. Being interactive, we consider the certain number of clicks or email contacts or specific number of discussion postings made by a student. And with authentic interactivity, students seek authentic interactivity when their creativity and curiosity are stimulated by the learning experience. And here we must come up with new ways of evaluating the outcomes, and they must be established. But sometimes it is very difficult to measure them quantitatively. Still, online learning being student-centered, we can also consider student participation and engagement as well. Participation can be an indicator of student engagement. This can be measured by the number of postings and student responses on the discussion board. But certain engagement cannot be calculated by a quantitative formula of participation. The second assumption is the learning theory, and here we consider having a course-focused approach to learning. This is where a degree is organized by sequenced correction of discrete courses. In this case, there is a lot of content that instructors have to relate to the learners, and the instructor is the expert of this content, and his major role is to ensure that the students absorb and process this content. It is mainly delivered through lectures, readings, and assessment. The second approach is constructivism. This is the effective online approach that incorporates active learning and knowledge construction. The Web 2.0 environment supports constructivist techniques through pedagogical strategies like discussion, case study, and group work. The third approach is team-based approach, and this may help to improve the effectiveness of online courses if instructional designers get more involved and take the lead. Considering the next generation of online learning, it will be more connectivist, self-directed, active, and courses will be more personalized. We shall have a shift from learning management system to personalized learning. We can also look at the quality of online courses. Many institutions are using standardized course shells to control the quality of online learning. In this case, the instructor controls the selection of content, assessment, interactive activities, reflective activities, and constructivist techniques. But the institution owns the course material created, and it defines the curriculum, it sets up the standards of the course, and it is more teacher-centered. In other words, the instructor has more control of content than the students. We can also evaluate the quality of online learning by comparing it to face-to-face learning. 4 main components and assessment are considered. 1. Interaction. This can be measured by student discussion or participation in the course, and we see students being motivated by their interest. The second component is critical thinking. The student level of critical thinking can be measured by case studies, papers, reflective essays, and we can also use self-driven collaboration of students into the course. Comprehension of content. This can be measured by online quizzes and exams, and also students can create their own content rather than being given the content by the instructor. Another component is synthesis. This is a higher order level of thinking which can be measured by research papers or the ability of students to make connections between disciplines and knowledge domain. Online faculty can be seen in 2 dimensions. 1, guide on the side, where the instructor is not in the leadership position but takes on the role of a guide. But students complain of not receiving enough direction from the instructor, lack of responsiveness from the instructor, and lack of feedback. The second dimension is sage on the stage, where the instructor is in the leadership position. Students are more successful, feel more connected, and learning outcomes are improved. Considering the profile of the online student, it is mainly taken as non-traditional, and The characteristics of non-traditional students include delayed entrance or late return to higher education, attend school part-time, works full-time, is considered financially independent, has dependent other than self, might be a single parent, has a GED. These non-traditional students make an online class more diverse and multicultural. This means that continuous assessment of the learning environment, course design, and students' needs should not stop. The future of online learning depends on our perception. There are two camps in our organizations, the adopters and the resistors. The adopters are those who are willing to embrace online learning, and the resistors are those who are opposing, doubting, or resisting online learning. But our major goal is to convert the resistors. Online learning is not about technology, but a new paradigm of learning. That is, what is learning? How can we define it? How can we assign value to it? And what purpose it serves to society? This article is important because it explores the different components that make online courses effective. It also explores the various needs of students, and as educators, we must be aware of our learners' needs such that we can design an effective learning environment for all the learners. It also considers the different dimensions of online learning, and it explores or looks at the changing roles of instructors, key roles of students, and institutions as well. This article can be applied by instructors changing their roles, since online learning is considered to mainly have non-traditional students, and most of these students have other outside responsibilities. As instructors, we must be flexible in order to accommodate these students and consider their outside responsibilities as well. Also, as instructors, we need to differentiate the method of teaching to our students. As learners, they can take control of their online learning by considering their interest, and we can incorporate their interest when we are designing these courses. Why should others read it, and who should read it? In my own view, all educators need to read this article, and learners. As educators, it is important to read this article to be aware of the diverse population of students that we have on online courses. This will help us to cater for their needs and differentiate the method of instruction or method of teaching. Also, to be in position to develop a better learning environment for them. But as learners, they need to read this article such that they understand their roles as learners and the roles of instructors. This can help students to actively participate in the online course. This is my reference. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.